We are breaking in because police are announcing arrests 3 months after 16-year-old Eastern High School student Tyree Smith was shot and killed at his bus stop in the Russell neighborhood. LMPD and Mayor Greg Fisher are holding a news conference right now. Let's go ahead and listen in.
Okay, everything is good, and that's how it should always be. As I said on that tragic morning of September 22nd, as mayor of Louisville, it's my job to try to shepherd our city through the best of times, the worst of times, and the times in between. Gun violence in Louisville and in cities throughout the country is exacting a human toll that predates COVID-19 and will continue long afterward if we don't pull together and find new solutions as institutions and individuals to combine our best efforts so we work as one to try to stop this scourge. This situation with gun violence that we have in our city and cities all over America can never be the new normal. Public safety is my #1 priority, and every department in metro government is focused on the challenge of gun violence, on getting weapons off the street, and holding people accountable for these acts of violence. That obviously includes our hardworking Louisville Metro Police Department officers and our Office for Safe and Healthy Neighborhoods team and everybody at Metro government, and hopefully everybody in the city as well. The Police Department, Office for Safe and Healthy Neighborhoods, both immediately learning of Tyree Smith's shooting, mobilized their resources, connected with the community, and collaborated to take actionable steps to address this tragedy and to keep our community safe. And because of the strong work of LMPD, lots of hours from lots of good people, we're here today for an update on this ongoing investigation. You'll now hear from our police chief, Erica Shields. Chief.
Thank you, Mayor. This case, as we all know, was truly horrific. It was Tyree's an all-star student, and he was doing everything that we ask of kids. And he's murdered while standing, waiting on his school bus. And we should not be standing here today. And we simply must do better as a community. To the family of Tyree Smith, I'm sorry we're here, but hopefully in some small way, the arrests of your son's murderers will bring you a morsel of relief. To the homicide unit, thank you for your absolute dedication to the job and to the city. I know that the caseload has been relentless, and I have so much admiration for the work that you all do. And lastly, I'd be remiss not to recognize our partners who day in and day out help us, and in particular with this case, the ATF, the FBI, and the Commonwealth Attorney's Office. We simply could not be successful without your support. I'm going to ask that Colonel Andy McClinton and Lieutenant Donnie Burbrink offer up some details that are more germane to the investigation directly. Thank you.
On September 22, 2021, LMPD's homicide unit began the investigation into the shooting of several children at a bus stop at Dr. W.J. Hodge and Chestnut Streets. One of the young men, Tyree Smith, died from his wounds. Through tireless efforts by detectives of the homicide unit, we were able to arrest 2 juveniles for this heinous crime, albeit through trying circumstances. Both juveniles were taken into custody and charged yesterday. Because both suspects are juveniles, the amount of information we can release about this case will be limited. Multiple charges were placed on the juvenile suspects to include complicity to murder, complicity to assault first, and complicity to assault second. I would like to thank everyone who assisted in this investigation. Without the assistance of the public, I don't believe we would be in the position we are in today. I'd like to thank all of our federal partners who assisted us throughout this investigation, providing a vast amount of resources to assist us in this process. A special thanks goes to JCPS security staff that shared information with us and assisted us in identifying all parties associated with this case. Finally, our new partnership with DNA Labs International was crucial in this successful outcome. While we are happy to be able to provide Tyree's family with answers, our work is nowhere near complete. Though we've made an arrest, this case, along with every other homicide case we have, is still being actively investigated. Our ultimate goal is to provide every family who has suffered the same way Tyree's family has the answers that they deserve.
All right, so thank you, Chief Shields, and thank you, Lieutenant Burbrink. Before we take questions from the media, I want to again extend my condolences to Tyree's family, his mom, Sharita. I want to thank our local clergy members who helped members of our community start the journey of healing. And thank you to the community at large for the great outpouring of love and compassion and support for the Smith family. And now we'll take questions from the media.
So our job in homicide is to be fact finders. That is our job. We get every single piece of evidence that we can, every fact that we can obtain. At the end of that, we turn that over to the Commonwealth Attorney's Office. We will consult with the Commonwealth Attorney's Office on a multitude of things, which includes charges. At the end, if the Commonwealth Attorney's Office tells us that this is what we need to charge, that's how we're going to charge that. So as far as what reasoning behind the charge, I can't answer what their reasoning behind it is. I'm sure it's legal in some way for them, and they try to obtain the best outcome that we can get for the Smith family and for the other kids that were shot too. So we don't get to determine how we charge or what charges we make. We have the whole office over there that does that every day. So that's why we are going to listen to what they say, and we're going to take their word on that. So I think that when I say that this case is an ongoing investigation, this case will be being investigated until the trial is over. We're not going to say that we have everybody. We're not going to say that we don't have everybody, because it's still going on. We're still going to chase down every lead. We're still going to talk to everybody that we can talk to. If new people arise in this investigation that charges are deemed necessary, we'll consult with the Commonwealth Attorney's Office and we'll go through that. Right now, this is where our facts have led us. And I feel confident in what we have done up to this point, but by no means are we finished, or are we saying that we're finished. We will continue to investigate this case just like every single other case that we have. It's a concern for us every single arrest we make. I mean, I think retaliatory violence is a threat to the community, to people involved in this type of lifestyle. It's not going to play into whether we charge or not. It's not going to play into if we're going to hold somebody accountable for something that they did. We're trying to get involved in that a little bit more through the GVI and things like that. I feel like we've done a really good job of being more proactive towards retaliatory violence to try to prevent it than we ever have in the past. I can't say that it won't continue to happen. I hope that it doesn't. But I don't think that anything that we did in regards to this case was out of wanting to prevent retaliatory violence. Does that make sense? Okay.
You thank JCPS staff, security staff for information. Could you clue us in on what some of that information is and whether or not these juveniles that have been arrested are also JCPS students?
I will answer that they were JCPS students, but as far as the information that was provided by the JCPS security staff or any other information that was shared to us in this investigation, I cannot, nor will I answer any information on that.
Could you say whether it was something that happened in school that's spilled outside of school?
I'm not going to, I can't delve into the specifics of the case on this, okay? They're both 16 years old. Their hometown is Louisville, Kentucky, but as far as specific areas of the city where they were arrested, we cannot share that. No, sir.
Roll away again, yeah. I'm sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide.
All right, you've been listening in to our local authorities there talking about the shooting death of 16-year-old Tyree Smith, who was gunned down while waiting for the school bus to take him to Eastern High School on September 22nd. We started with Mayor Fisher talking about this incident, saying that gun violence in our city or other cities can never be the new normal. We also heard from Chief Erica Shields. She called this crime truly horrific and actually addressed Tyree's family specifically, saying she hoped that the arrests of 2 people after this crime would offer his family a, quote, morsel of relief. I don't know that we got a lot of new information. We did know that 2 people had been arrested. The investigators there telling us this morning that they are 2 juveniles. We did get the charges. Both are facing complicity to murder as well as complicity to assault first and complicity to assault second. The authorities there saying they're really limited in the amount of information they can offer and the details because of the fact that the folks that are charged are 2 juveniles. We're going to continue to follow this developing story. We'll bring you the very latest on the news at noon and always on WLKY.com. In the meantime, we will send you back to your regularly scheduled program.